What's going on, man? How you doing tonight? I'll be back in the house. Good to see you regular. We almost at 2026, brother. We almost there, man. Man, it started snowing and the temperature then dropped today. So it is cold outside. Very cold. I just came back in from shoveling, throwing down some salt. So I'm good, man. If you don't get on your driveway in front of your house when it starts to snow, you're gonna miss your window of opportunity. So I'm probably gonna go back at probably around 10 o'clock tonight, 4 or 5 more hours, and shovel again, bro. Just so it ain't out of control. It's already snowed twice here, but the snow melted. Where'd you say you was at again? I'm so, I'm sorry. I be having so many people hit me up, man. I be forgetting a lot of stuff people say, man. I'm in Michigan, but I'm trying to think where it could have snowed at twice. I think you didn't say you was in New Mexico, did you? Oh yeah, Maryland. Man, it only snowed twice in Maryland? It gets even colder there than it does in Michigan. Yeah, that's crazy, man. You're not in Baltimore, are you? No? No? Alright. I don't know much about Maryland, man. How you doing, Goswami? Yeah, that's how you say that. Goswami. Or Goswami. 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 Toasty is fat. That's alright. Nothing wrong with being fat, I guess. Goswami. Yo, what's going on? It's that time again, folks. Recently got through shoveling the snow out of my driveway, and hey, I appreciated. I don't want to say your name for some reason, the cockroach, but I guess I'll say it. Go ahead and subscribe, man. We on the road to 400, man. Which I'm so close to 400. I really want to say we're on the road to like 450, or at some point, I might as well just say we're on the road to 500. As a matter of fact, yeah. Since I'm so close to 400, bro, we're on the road to 500, man. That's what we're doing, man. I actually got a couple people that are interested in collaborating with some videos, man. So I guess I can get ready to hit the next level, man. But we'll see. We shall see. Me personally, I'm cool with whatever as long as it makes sense and people will resonate with my mission. Then I'm all right, man. Because it's real easy to get thrown off track and off path for me. And oh, Goswami is from India, man. I send mine, man, from the United States. Send mine, man. I gotta stop paying attention, so much attention to the comment section because that's one of the main things throwing me off, man. And here's why, man. As I scroll through other live videos, bro, I have discovered and found that these trolls are literally doing the same throw off tactics to many people. I'm talking about down to the same exact post, man. It's crazy. So I really, hey Marlon, I see you in the house tonight, man. Are you gonna keep up the YouTube thing? Am I gonna keep up the YouTube thing? Of course I'm gonna keep up the YouTube thing, bro. I actually went into the search bar, man, and I couldn't find this mysterious streamer you were talking about. Um, couldn't find him, so I gave up on the search. But music fan in the house. Music fan, I'm gonna help you today. But actually, since you're out and about, don't even worry about trying to moderate fully today. I'm gonna okay, well, if I'm not gonna be trying to kick nobody today. Just take it easy, man. We're not kicking no one today for right now. Just no matter how disrespectful that they become, we're here, man. Sansky, why is that? Sankey, okay. Why are we getting rid of Bipool 01? Give me a good reason. Augie, how do you change your fonts? I like that style of letters better. Flame Warrior is back. Flame Warrior, let me show you something, Flame Warrior. I always keep this by me, bro. This is for you, Flame Warrior. I want you to see this so you could know I'm together, man. I'm with you on this. I understand, bro. I understand. You're not you're not in an unfamiliar place, bro. You're in a familiar place. I keep this Bible with me everywhere I go, man. I don't leave the house with it, but in the house it's always nearby, man. It's always nearby, bro. So just understand, man. Okay. Augie, how do you change your font on your letters, man? I like those better, man. I want to change mine to that. I think Flame Warrior just got off work, and I think that Flame Warrior has a work from home job. Marlon Star, I went exactly to that. It's Savage Clips, and multiple people searched, and we could not find any It's Savage Clips on YouTube. We were not able to locate anybody under that name. So we was assuming that you were capping, Marlon. And I hate to put it out there because you seem to be a cool dude, but man, cool people cap too, man. So I am resigned to the fact that there is no It's Savage Clips. I couldn't find anybody saying anything about my channel anywhere on YouTube. Nowhere. Not one single place did I find anybody talking about T got the recipe. I didn't find it, bro. And I looked. Hey, Flame Warrior, you're moving so fast that nobody can read. So this has got to be some type of bot, bro. Got to be, man. I don't think that that's a real person though, because he never responds to nobody. It's just it's just a message, and then it disappears after a few minutes. So I think that that is literally like somebody has a computer that can log into um Profit Thread. How you doing, man? What am I looking forward to in 2026? You know, that's an easy one, man. Right now I'm gonna keep it simple, man. I'm just looking to get me a decent job back, man. Hopefully I can get back to welding. You know, there's a lot of fabrication shops in the area, man. I actually there's this one particular place I'm gonna call them, but I'm gonna wait until after New Year's. A friend of mine used to work there, and he said they do decent work, man. And me, I do heavy welding, man. I do like heavy welding, like big heavy pieces of different fabbed up pieces. Like for I'll give you an example. One time I was doing a job in what's going on, Raids. I was doing a job in down in down by the river here in Detroit, in a city called Lincoln Park, right? And we were doing these walls for a military base that was located in Dubai, right? The Emperor's Empire, whatever you call it, right? So we was doing these blast walls to where you make this frame out of, if you know what I-beams are, right? That the wall inside frame was I-beams welded together, and then once we got all the I-beams welded, um, they put this 2-inch steel plate on one side, and then it was a little 1/4 inch thick steel plate on the inside, right? And so we had a weld. You know what? I actually have some videos of that job that I was doing, and you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna post it in my shorts. Just one video. That's what I'm gonna do, man. I'm gonna post one video in my shorts, bro. But I don't want to get too deep off into what I was doing. I just want to say that one of my goals for 2026 is to get back in a fab shop so I can start welding again. I got all my welding stuff. You know, I got the boots, I got the clothes, I got the hood, I got the tools. You know, when you're a welder, a real welder, you even have like homemade tools, man. I got homemade tools for my work, man. Like, and any real welder will tell you that they got homemade tools that they made themselves, like homemade hammers, homemade spacers, magnets, um, just all kinds of stuff, man. Pliers that got extra little stuff welded or notched out on them. You know, so that's what I'm. One of my goals is that. The other goal is to stop cussing, like completely. And that's like impossible for me because all I do is cuss, man. I cuss like a sailor, bro. Um, I got a few more goals, but they're nothing major. I pretty much got the same goals as anybody else, man. Um, but here's a good one, man. One of my goals consists of, because this year so many things have happened in my life, man. Like so many things that hopefully come next year I'll be able to give my two daughters the Christmas that, because it's weird, like 2024 my daughters got a nice Christmas, right? Lots of stuff. This Christmas, not so much. So next Christmas I'm hoping that I can get back to that, but like it's a lot of stuff going on, man, in my life that is out of my control. So when things get out of your control, bro, all you could do is pray, man. That's it. You have to say a prayer, you know, and I literally mean that, as far as pray to whoever that you pray to, man. Whoever you pray to, you know, pray to that person, and you will be you will be doing the right thing, man. You don't want to sit here and have goals but not ask your creator to help you reach them. You know, that doesn't make sense, bro. You want to make sure that you take the time out to ask the creator to assist you in reaching your goals, man. And if you do that, man, you should be all right. You know, but nothing comes easy in this world. Just remember that, man. I am poor, ND. I'm very poor. I'm poor. I'm poor. I sleep on my neighbor's floor. What's the strangest nickname you've ever been given, and how did you earn it? I don't have any nicknames, man. Like nothing weird. Um, Actually, yeah, I did. You know what? I am actually gonna share some personal information with you, bro. Important question. What do you think is the best way to prepare for a zombie apocalypse? Man, know how to weld and have lots of steel on hand and put a 220 outlet in your home so you can weld your car, your truck, or your van. So, okay, nickname, right? Back when I was younger, my friends used to call me Screech from Saved by the Bell. And the reason I earned that nickname was because I used to have curly hair before I had braids and dreads and all that kind of stuff. I just had curly hair, man, right? And so they used to call me Screech back in the day. And I think that's a good one, man. Drake says, no, somebody harassing a YouTuber is getting kicked from the party. Xbox. Do you know in 2026 is the world gonna end? Nah, man. The world ain't gonna end, man. The world can't end, bro. The world will keep on living no matter what. Like no matter what happens, the world is gonna keep on it. Spinning and turning in orbit in the universe. Now, as far as people go, it's hard to say, man, because people be up to a lot of no good, and we got weapons of mass destruction living in our society, man. So just keep that in mind, man. We got nukes, we got hydrogen bombs, we got atom bombs, we got nuclear bombs, and those are just the bombs. We got other stuff like nuclear power plants and you know um, aircraft carriers. They hold nuclear batteries. Submarines have nuclear batteries. So like all those things, man, can cause serious danger in our world. Which Marvel superhero would you be if you chose and why? Wolverine, of course. Why? Because he's badass and he heals fast. Wolverine, hands down. Yep. Don't even need to say nothing else. Wolverine, bro. Free Palestine. Yeah, you know what? Palestine is going through a terrible time, and it seems like, man, from what I know about Palestine is that they get the shitty end of the stick every time, man. They're always getting they're just it's terrible. I would never want to be um subjected to the things that the Palestinians are subjected to, man. Totally messed up, man. I think if you could live anywhere in the world for a year, where would it be? If I could live anywhere in the world for a year, man. You know what? I have a fairly simple answer for you, man. Brother T, I do know what rugby is, man. Rugby is popular in Ivy League universities, and most wealthy people are familiar with rugby. But I would just be simple, bro. I would live out in the desert for a year, man, where there's no cell phone towers, there's no chemtrails. I'll have a very nice truck. I'll have uh, 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 not necessarily a fallout bunker, but I'll have access to underground facilities. Like if I had to live somewhere for a year, I would want to live in the desert, right? But it would have to be somewhere where I could sustain myself, you know, without having to worry about anything, man. Like I want underground bunkers. Yeah, because if you find high ground in the desert, you don't got to worry about flooding. You could see danger coming 360 degrees from miles off. One thing about the desert, man, is if anybody's out in the desert during the day with a car, you're going to see the dust trail behind them, which means you're going to be able to see them approaching. So I would spend my year in the desert, bro. That's where I would spend my year. And actually, I've already spent years in the desert, but I would want to spend one awesome year of my life in the desert where I had everything, man. You should give my truck to a Somalian. If they give me $1,000, they can have it, man. I'm sure they'll put a new motor in it and ship it over to Somalia, and it will support a family, or maybe to become a taxi cab. But I can't describe myself in one emoji because I don't have the ability to show you guys any emojis, man. But what I can do, what I will do, is describe myself in one word, possibly. Very, very misunderstood, man, and underappreciated, bro. So, in other words, I'm underrated and overhated, man. And that's me, man. That's who I am, man. Overhated and underrated, man. I am from United States of America, man. I am currently residing in the state of Michigan, man. And per the request of my family, that is all I am able to tell you, man. Guess where I am? Marlin Star is in Hawaii. At least that's the last known location he gave us on Kona, the Big Island. And he lives above sea level at least 3 to 4 thousand feet. Hey, do you know Sanko? No, I don't. He's a relative who too lives in Michigan. You know what? There's a lot of people in Michigan, man. There's a lot of people. Where you heading out to, Marlon? What you mean you at the airport? You about to fly to the mainland or something? What you doing at the airport tonight, man? I don't stay too far from the airport here in Michigan, but it's a good 15 miles from here, maybe. Not too far. You wouldn't want to try to walk, but no, I don't. I don't know any of those people. What do you consider the worst smell in the world and why? A decomposing human being. Worst smell ever. And we pretty much already know why. A decomposing human being, which I've smelt that many times. Actually, you know what? I take that back. Although a decomposing human being is pretty bad, one of the worst smells, now that I think about it, I've ever smelt was a hog waste truck. You ever smell a truck with hog waste on it? Which is basically a truck that goes to the pig farm and cleans up all the waste. That truck stinks so bad that they have laws that prevent those trucks from traveling down certain roads. Because when the truck passes you, there's like a line of stink that follows the truck for miles. So, like, if you ever smell a hog waste truck, it probably make you throw up. Yeah, I would say it's worse than a decomposing human being. It's way worse. Now, now, if that same truck had, where would you time travel to if it were possible? If it was possible, where would I time travel to? I would time travel back to Egypt at the times that the pyramids were being built so I could solve the mystery that we haven't been able to solve our entire lifetime, man. I would want to see how the pyramids in Cairo were constructed. If I could time, that would be one of my first places right off the bat. I would want to go see the pyramids as they were being built. Not after they was done. I would want to be there during construction. Grown ass man. And he used the word ass. Fantasizing about time travel. Hey man, like and subscribe to the video, bro. They were power plants. Yeah, that's what we are coming to a conclusion of, is that that was an ancient power plant that they figured out different ways to power their cities in ways that we still don't understand. But you know, one civilization's knowledge isn't supposed to understand another civilization's knowledge, because we were two totally different civilizations, man. No doubt. A lot of people would choose to go back in their past and fix their life. The problem with that is, if you traveled into the past to fix your life wouldn't even be what it is today. You would be a different person. You would be on a different trajectory, and it would be a completely different life. So, if you want to go back in the past and change your life, man, then you can do that. Rank the top three worst movies you've ever watched. Man, there's so many bad movies out there. It's hard to say, man. What's going on? Cleveland, Ohio in the house. Gino Kid checking in from Cleveland. I just watched a documentary about the Cleveland police, man. It's pretty bad down there. A lot of corruption. What's a good prayer? John 3:16. Great prayer. Psalms 91. All verses, the entire chapter. Read it. If you could have dinner with anyone in the world, dead or alive, who would you pick and why would you ask them? Man, if I could have dinner with anyone, my mother. That's who I want to have dinner with. My mother, man. And my father. But since I can only pick one, I'd probably eat dinner with my mom, man. Yep. Cause she's gone, and she's been gone for a while. And so I if I could, I would eat with my mom one last time. You gotta go eat. All right, Augie, come back, man, when you're done. Do I like Bollywood movies? I don't have a favorite Bollywood movie because I don't know the name, but I'll describe it. If you know Bollywood, you'll understand. There is a specific movie where there's this guy that is made out of all kinds of pieces of metal, right? And like he's like a big magnet or something like that, and it's hard to defeat him because he's like, I don't know, he just attracts all this different metal, and he's like a, I don't know if he's a super villain or what he is, bro, but like, um, yeah, you know what? That might be the movie, but that's a pretty good Bollywood movie I saw. You know what, Bollywood? I'm gonna tell you, man, that's some of the funniest Indian films are some of the most funniest films that you'll ever see, man. Like it's so goofy and funny. Like a good night would be to invite a bunch of friends over and just do Bollywood movies only. It'd be a good night, man. Movie name is Robot. Character name is Chitty. Okay. I'm gonna have to look that up, man. I knew you knew it, because if you talking about Bollywood, that's a famous movie. It's like a famous movie. Hey, what's going on, Andrew? How you doing tonight, man? Oh man, we just up in here chilling, man. Enjoying the vibe, man. Um, I had to get back on track, man, and we talking about New Year's resolutions, time travel, worst movies, best movies. What's going on, man? You got a question? Rolando, what's your question, brother? Cheesy Toast said they sent $20, but I assure you that they did not send no $20. They are full of scalding hot iced tea. Ain't send me nothing. Your topic. Hi from Northern Ireland. Bread Johnny, how you doing? Northern Ireland in the house. Can I send you money? Marlon, absolutely. You can send money, man. You just got to go to the description, copy the Cash App, find the picture of my daughter counting money. She's a little girl in the picture, little bright skinned little baby girl. That's me. That's my Cash App. And if you really gonna send it, then I highly appreciate it, man. All I'm gonna do is probably go buy one of those lights that go around your phone on the what you would call it, man. Forgot what you call those lights, man. On the tripod, it's like a tripod light, and it takes all the shadows off your face while you're filming. I wouldn't mind having one of those. Um, you're surviving, man, Matt. My New Year's resolution is focusing on self improvement. Bro, I like that, man. That's what you got to focus on, man. But don't just do it. Don't just do it. Wait, what'd you say? How much do you want online? My dad's secret Cash App. He uses it to send mommy's friends. Hey, you're funny, Marlon, man. You do whatever you feel, bro. Like, don't get yourself in trouble, man, and don't send me no one else's money, man. But if you go and donate to the channel, hey, man, whatever you feel is sufficient, man. So you gonna skip me over? No, I didn't skip you over, Rolando. I didn't, man. Let me scroll back. So do you think of lack of interest from the community on black violence is what makes it so prevalent? It's not lack of interest, bro. It's not lack of interest, man. You got to understand something, man. It's the world. I can't even answer this, bro, because like it's got nothing to do with lack of interest. It has everything to do with the deep state and the fact that the people at the top are satanic and that they harvest energy off of different groups of people and that who the land was stolen from, the secrets, the lies, the truth. There's a lot to it, man. It ain't just a simple answer, it's a whole discussion. And see, people that suffer from a lack of knowledge, they get the facts wrong every time because they only regurgitate what they were taught, man. They only put out what they've heard, which has never been the truth, man. The problem isn't fathers not being in the home because like go back in time and let's figure out why the fathers are not in the home. Lee, how you doing tonight, man? Mexican Menace, how you doing, man? I send mine. There's a you bringing up serious questions that require serious debates. And if you're not black, I don't understand why you're interested in black issues to begin with because I could tell by the way you talking you're just like all the rest of the people, man. You gonna sit here and blame the black person for their affliction, and I'm the wrong person to do that with because, like, I may not have the whole truth, bro, but I got a lot of it, and I'm gonna tell you right now, it ain't got nothing to do with the black community, bro. You really got it. You really got it messed up. To answer these questions, you got to go all the way back to the beginning. And then on top of that, you got to go and understand how people ended up in their situations to begin with, man. Because if we go in reverse about 50 years, there was no shootings. There was no black fathers not in the homes. There was no gangster rap, but you know what there was? There was a whole bunch of segregation. There was murder. There was hangings. There was rapes and kidnappings, and there was all kinds of stuff. So that's why it's a hard topic to speak on, bro. Because like it's you just want to talk about why it is the way it is right now today at the end of 2025, right? But it's so much deeper rooted than just what's going on right now. So I don't even want to really get into it because it's like you got to understand the past to understand the present, man. And that's all, you know. And a lot of people, when it comes to black people, for some reason, nobody wants to acknowledge the past. They just want to know about the present. And that's why I don't like talking to people about these type of like these type of subjects because like if we bring up another race of people, then people want to be more compassionate and more sentimental and sensitive about it, right? But for some reason, when it comes to black people, it's like there's an underlying like a disdain for black people. For some reason, it's like nobody wants to give niggas they flowers. Nobody wants to acknowledge why a certain group of people are so afflicted. They just want to speak about the right now. You feel me? This is what's going on right now. Like, okay, but like, bro, that's not gonna you're not gonna get a solid answer or an analysis or anything else if you just want to deal with the right now, right? You can't do it. It's impossible. Because the way people are set up, you got to understand the past in order to understand the present in order to project the future. And if you ain't able to do that, then bro, just stay away from those type of topics because like leave those kind of like conversations to the scholars and the people that really take it serious that are willing to look at the whole spectrum, not just a little piece of it. But that's how I know that a lot of people they just speaking on issues that they really know nothing about, right? They just know what they've been taught by their racist ass people, right? And that's fine, right? Because there's a lot of racism out there, and not just towards blacks. There's racism towards Hispanics. There's racism towards Middle Eastern. There are racism towards Jewish people. There is racism towards Asians, Orientals, and all of that. So, with that being said, hey man, what you need to do is next time you get ready to ask a question like that, make sure you do your whole entire research. That way you can you your question will change when you have more information. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, okay, but like that, you a lot of people got black sisters and nieces, but that don't mean you know about the affliction of the black community just because you got a couple. Because a lot of times black people don't even know about their own affliction, bro, because they don't go and research. It's a lot of brothers and sisters that do, but it's a lot that don't, right? So it's like just because you got black people in your family, it's not like they automatically have the answers because they're black. That ain't how that works, bro. You're a Tex-Mex and Pakistani. Okay, so then you know, bro, cause then you know. And Texas brothers, my Texas Mexican brothers are y'all tuned in way more. Like y'all don't have the same problems that like because I grew up in California, man, where it's very, very racist and very, very segregated. And it can get violent very quickly. And they like to play dirty, bro. So like like and then you already know the Texas brothers, they don't even like the California brothers because of the racism. Everything in California is about what color is your skin or what gang are you from or are you from the north or the south? Or, in Texas, that's what I like about you brothers out there in Texas, man. Is y'all a little bit more open minded than where I come from, man. You know, and but I heard that California is not well liked anymore in Texas whatsoever, and so I've always been kind of like I've always been a little bit skittish to go, you know, hang out in Texas, Fort Worth, Dallas, Houston, only because y'all don't really like California out there. Y'all feel like we standing on our own time and everything like that. Marlon is crazy, man. Let me tell you something about Marlon. Marlon is hard to understand because Marlon talks in such a way to where I don't know if he's a youngster or a grown man, if he's poor or if he's rich. I don't know. Marlon is strange. Now Marlon says he's on his way to Detroit. Well, you can't come straight to Detroit from the airport. You got to land in Romulus, and then from there, you go wherever you're gonna go. But I will not be meeting you at the airport. So, cut it out, Marlon. It does seem like y'all think you better than the rest of us. You know what? That is a mentality that I don't have, man, but it is a mentality that does exist. And we know where it comes from. We know where it really comes from, and it doesn't come from me. I just happen to be from California. I just happen to be raised up in all the bullshit that goes on out there. I'm familiar with all of it, every part of it. I'm talking about all of it. There ain't a gang I don't know about in California, man. But at the same time, I'm in Michigan, and you see my page. I'm not on here talking about the streets of California because that's not my concern. Like I didn't did all that, but like this whole thing is about the affliction of the question that you asked, right? And all I'm telling you, how you doing today, Jay Biggs, man? We good, man. Good to go over here, man. Just politicking. Um, the affliction, bro, is the you got to go deeper. And I want you to remember that, man. To understand the problems that you see with your own eyes, you got to look deeper. You got to go far back, and then you got to understand programming and how people get programmed. The same way that like it's programming, man. People are very easily programmed, and that's just a fact of life, man. Like every denomination, man, we are easily programmed, right? That's why people don't like California dudes because they're all programmed out there, and they were one of the first people to get programmed into that way of life to where, oh, you flying to the Oakland County airport? There ain't no international airport in Oakland County, bro. Nice try though. But there is an airport out there by Pontiac, but it's that airport you talking about is for private jets only. Private jets and private planes. So your family must really have some money if you fly into the Pontiac airport because that's a private airport. You look like you're from California. Yeah, I am from California, man. I'm born and raised, man. But I know what he means though, man. And I've dealt with that going to other places, man. Even here in Michigan, I've dealt with that. Cats that just don't, once they find out I'm from California, they just automatically don't like a person. And the reason why is because they don't like California. So they don't like California. They don't like Los Angeles. They just don't like our demeanor. They think that we better than everybody, and it ain't even like that, bro. But when it comes to like the street programming program and shit like that, hey man, it started in Cal. They started programming the young men of California before they went anywhere else, right? And it's messed up because I understand like what you mean, and I already know that's how a lot of people feel. When you leave outside of California, it's like you don't got a lot of friends. People act like they cool with you and shit, but they really don't like you, man. They say, "Oh, you Cali niggas think you better than everybody." Like, man, if I could have $1 for every time I heard that, I would have $1 million, man. I heard that shit a million times. So it's like, hey, man, bro. Like I said though, to go back to the main question that you had asked, to understand the present time, you got to understand the past, and then you got to understand how programming works. You got to understand how trauma works. You got to understand how harassing a community works. There's a lot of things that come into it. You got to understand that if a kid was raised getting bullied, if a child was raised getting molested, there is a very strong possibility that that child is going to grow up to be an adult and do the same exact things. They're going to be a bully. They're going to be a child molester. They are going to do all the things that happen to them. Right. So once you just kind of understand that stuff, man, then your question will change. It won't be, why do you think, black people are the way they are? And it's really not all black people. It's just a percentage of us, right? That But you got to understand a lot of different dynamics to it, man. Like, how did poverty start? How come poverty hasn't went nowhere? Why does the government not invest in certain communities? Why is it so hard for certain ethnicities to get loans to pull themselves out, to own businesses? There's a lot to it. To answer that question, it's like there's too much to it. We would have to sit down and really like go over a lot of information, man. You know what? Believe it or not, Detroit is on the come up, man. Detroit is one of the biggest black owned business communities in America right now, man. Like, there's a lot of black owned businesses in Detroit. And if you ever make your way out here, man, head on down to Livernois, in between 8 Mile and 6 Mile. And that whole little stretch right there is pretty much all black owned businesses, man. And when you understand that, um Marlon, you be playing games, bro. I don't know what your trip is all the time. You need a lot of attention, I see, bro. But don't worry. I like, you're good with me, man, but like, you are just on one, bro. I don't throw away opportunities, man. Like, my opportunities, I don't even know what you're talking about, man. But anyways, hey, you have a safe flight, bro. Google Chrome, he's back, of course. This is one of our regular trolls, right? I feel like on every channel there should be regular trolls that you see every time you stream. They're just here. Well, anyways, Google Chrome says you're not black. Black people have told you this all your life. See, and Google Chrome, like I'm not one of those people that like feel bad about a statement like that. Like, that means nothing to me, man. Like, if it did, I would have never landed in Detroit, right? I would have never came to a 80% dominant black city because I was afraid that the black niggas was gonna tell me I ain't black. Like, I don't even know where those type of comments come from anyways, man. You could have been someone, dude. Instead of you cosplayed as a black man all your life. Yeah, so anyways, that's one of our this is one of our regular trolls, man. And he's the kind of guy, he feels like he's a pro at getting under people's skin. So everybody, please say hi to Google Chrome, man. Welcome into the chat. Welcome into the chat, Google Chrome. Welcome into the chat, man. Please, everybody, give him a round of applause and welcome him into the chat. And Marlon Star, it like, what are you talking about? Why is he being mean? Oh, now Marlon is, or Google Chrome is, bro. Google, let me find out that you Japanese acting like that, man. I've never. You know what? You will be the first Oriental that I've came across in my chats, though. So I'm kind of happy about that because I didn't think. Now, I heard that calling a Japanese or a Chinese person an Oriental, I heard that was disrespectful. So let me just say this. By no means do I mean any disrespect by calling you an Oriental, man. But that's what I've heard, that like Oriental is considered, disrespectful. So that's not my intent at all, man. But like, at the same time, I'm not familiar with seeing an Oriental troll, bro. That's new. That's new territory for me. I thought you guys were too humble to be trolls, man. Right, exactly, man. Trolls are the only ones that make YouTube not boring. Say it again, bro. Without them, and this guy Luis says, I am not welcomed in Israel. And I say this, you know what, man? I am not interested in going to Israel right now any damn way, man. We gonna stay far away from Israel, man. And I got some I know some Israeli people that are actually cool over here in America. So I don't know what the trip is on a global scale with Israel doing all this bullshit all over the world. I'm not really sure, man. But I don't want no parts of it. So I'll be staying away from Israel. You don't have to worry. I am not worried about coming over to Israel, man. Y'all got a lot going on in Israel. Shout out to Israel, though, man. I heard it was a great country when it's not torn up by war. It's a pretty nice place. Oh, the U.S. is in Israel. Okay, I thought it was the other way around. Israel is in the U.S. Also, dumbass. Okay, well, I don't know what I'm talking about then. Let me be quiet, man. I'm starting to pay too much attention to the chat again. I'm sorry, man. I am sorry. You and that's been my problem is when I started going live reading the chat. It's not that it's a problem. It's just that I respond to every comment that I see, good or bad. And some of these guys come with some real live bullshit, man. Like they really come with some bullshit, man. Mr. T, sometimes I feel dirty after I have a long night on live. You know what? I do too, man. When I get to cussing, sometimes I go on live knowing I just got through drinking a beer, or in this case, I had too much coffee. That's all stuff. Look, man, that's all stuff that'll make you feel dirty, man. But anyways, don't allow yourself to feel dirty, man. I'm gonna tell you, when I used to live in Vegas and I'd go spend all my money on the strip, and I would go home and I would wake up hungover and broke. That shit used to make me feel dirty and depressed. But you know what I would do? I would work hard the whole following week, and I'd get my money back right, and I'd make it. I would make a promise to myself that I wasn't gonna go hang out on the strip, spend all my money on alcohol, coke, and gambling. So that way, the following week after that, I could have some money saved over from my last check, and then boom, it started to work, man. And that's when I bought my first car, man. Well, I bought my third car. I used to have a really nice Cutlass Supreme, man. Um, Believe it or not, um, um, music fan knows about my Cutlass that I used to have. I used to have a cherry red Cutlass on Dayton's with all red interior. Well, it was burgundy interior. Had a red light and it had the moonroof. Hey, music fan, tell them about the Cuddy I used to have, man. I used to ride around Vegas. I really had a nice Cutlass, man. I don't know if music fans gonna be able to respond right now because music fan is out and about. But you know, music fan knows about my Cutlass I used to have. It was a 1984 Brougham. Really nice, man. I miss that car, man. But like I said, I used to feel dirty too, though, Marlon. I understand where you coming from. Marlon also said, like you guys go back and forth, but Google and Mr. T could be cool in a friendship. Oh, look at that. Marlon's quite the matchmaker. You know what? You should start you a channel, man, and start matching the trolls up together so they can become friendly and they don't have to troll anymore because they'll find their own community. You used to be. I used to be what, man? No pride in genocide. What did I used to be, man? I do the best I can, man. You know what? And it's crazy because for you everyday average people coming into my chat acting like I was ever supposed to be perfect is ridiculous, man. Come on, man. How do you expect me to be perfect if you ain't perfect? Right, I know. And guess what Marlon Starr's channel is? It's Savage Clips. That you were telling us about your channel, wasn't you? No, Miss Bunny, how you doing? Ain't nobody perfect, but a lot of people sure try to act like they are. I said I read the chat. Okay. Well, I'm just putting that out there regardless, man. You know, nobody's perfect. There ain't no need to try to act perfect. But the most important thing of all is there's no need to try to put expectations on another man or woman and expect for them to be perfect just to make you comfortable. Because we're not doing that. There's no need to do that, right? As a matter of fact, if I was sitting here watching somebody and they weren't being perfect, I would appreciate that more because there's something I find a deep pleasure in seeing imperfect things because I feel like nothing can be perfect. So when I see something that's real perfect, it's like fake to me, right? So I find pleasure in seeing fault in defects in different things. Let me tell you something crazy. You may not know this, but I'm going to tell you if you guys ever heard of that supercar, it's actually a hypercar. It's called a Koenigsegg or something like that, right? They're like $3 million, $4 million cars, right? They're hand built in shops, right? And these cars are literally like $4 million a piece, right? McLarens too, right? Did you know that a lot of those cars, because they're hand built, when you look at and you can find this out from the shops that build them too, man. These cars that you go and spend $4 million on, they got gaps in the door panels. They got like the car is not perfect at all. Even though this is a $4 million car, these cars are not perfect, man. They when they build those cars, there is a lot of problems with the building process, and that you know, but that is what people consider perfection, right? That's why they're willing to pay $4 5 million for these vehicles, man. But the rich guys and the manufacturers who build these vehicles, they know that these cars are far from perfect. So just keep that in mind, man. The next time you expect someone to be perfect for you, even our most expensive things in the world are not perfect. And that's everything. I don't give a damn what you name. You know why they knocked off the whistleblower down at Boeing that was going to testify against the company about how dangerous those airplanes really are. His whole testimony was built around how imperfect the process of building a Boeing 747 jet is and just how many corners they cut. But people think that aviation was the perfect idea, but them planes are really not as safe as we think they are because the process of building them is not perfect. So I'm only saying all this to say, man, hey bro, nothing is perfect. You ain't perfect. I'm not perfect. We are not perfect together. Just remember that, man. Stop having all these high expectations for people, man. And you know, I tell you what I tell you, man, because I could lie to you, right? And honestly, unfortunately, and sadly, a lot of these people out here, they rather have the prettied up lie versus the ugly truth. I know a little bit about how planes are built, man. It's not hard. I mean, you can when you talk to people, you listen to people, and I'll tell you like this. Like I said, the guy that used to work for Boeing was killed. He was unalived in you know very very like mysterious circumstances, alarming circumstances, whatever you want to call it, right? But he was getting ready to testify on the company, and then he just mysteriously passed away due to you know whatever circumstances. And he like this happened to him like the day before the trial when he was supposed to appear in court. And But if you were following that and you heard everything that was going on about it, basically, he was going to tell you that these airplanes are not what we think they are. They're extremely built very bad, and that they're very dangerous and like whatever. Now that's just some quick overview. I don't know the details, but like that's a part of what the case was going to be about. Was he was a witness, and what he was going to do is he was going to give his testimony to the court about how Boeing doesn't care about the plane. They just want to build it and get it out and sell it. And that's why a lot of planes were crashing. But you know, just like anything in this world, nothing's perfect. I can say that a million times and you probably still won't get it. Mr. T, I will leave you with this. Never assume everyone is a troll. When you do that, you can miss out. I don't think you're a troll, Marlon. I really don't think that you are a troll at all. I don't know what opportunity you're referring to, but I don't think you're a troll, bro. You're too cool to be a troll. I've been looking at your comments. I'm a 43-year-old intelligent man. I have a very keen sense of the world. I have integrity. I have intuition. I have discernment. And what I'm getting from you is that you are not a troll. You're just a cool dude that, you know, you have your own personality and your own character. So, bro, I'm not looking at you as a troll at all. I do think you're a little bit on the strange side, because you're telling me about a missed opportunity. I don't know what you mean. You just told me you was gonna gift me $5,000. I knew you were full of shit. That's why I didn't follow up with you. You're playing. I don't know what you're trying to do. Like you can't dangle a carrot over my head. So um, I don't know what you mean, bro. You said you were gonna land in Detroit, and you wanted me to come meet you at the bar. Um, you know, that's all. That's strange to me, man. It's what has made me millions of followers. Well, I appreciate that you would even take the time to stop in on my little mom and pop shop channel. You feel me? Cause that, you know, if what you're saying is true, man, it really makes me feel like I'm making a difference in these YouTube streets because I got big dogs coming and, you know, actually taking their time out of their busy schedule to see what I got going on and actually commenting and interacting with me and other commenters. And I appreciate that, bro. So if what you're saying is true, man, just I want you to know, man, I don't think you would troll and I appreciate all your efforts, homie. Like I said, man, have a safe flight because I know you about to head out. Have a safe flight. I hope you make it home safe. I hope you make it to your destination safe. But it really goes without saying because if I hope you make it home safe, that means I hope you make it to where you're going safely. Cause you can't make it home if you don't make it to your destination. You dig what I'm saying, man? I will circle back in a few weeks. Keep you in the good work. You have potential. We will be in touch. I appreciate that, Marlon. I really do, man. Like I said, man, you have a great time, man. I wish I was flying out somewhere, but right now I'm kind of just grounded, man. All flights are grounded where I'm at. You know, we just all I could do is reach out to the people through this little phone screen and you know, that's it. Nothing more, nothing less. I even brought my Bible to the live with me today, man, because I realized I've been tripping the last couple days, right? I've been letting stuff get to me. You know, I'm not perfect. And I want to tell you something else. From time to time, you're going to hear me pronounce stuff. I say stuff. That's because I'm getting ready to say shit, but then I change it at the last minute and I say stuff so it comes out sounding like stuff. Because I was looking at myself on the camera the other day and I pronounced stuff. I said stuff. And I was like, oh, so that's how I sound when I'm getting ready to say shit, but instead I say stuff, trying to like prevent myself from cussing, not private flights. Okay. No, no, spot a fire. I'm not in jail, man. Not at all. I don't think that a guy would even have a, but you never know what people are, who they are or how they think or what they see. But no, Spotify, I'm not in jail, man. As a matter of fact, I have been to jail before, but it's been literally years and years and years and years since I had to worry about a jail cell, man. These days I don't worry about things like that, and neither should you, man. Why would you want to know if a person was in jail anyways? Would that make you happy? Yeah, but you like rubbing people the wrong. Like, why would that be your question? Out of all the questions you could ask a person in the world, you want to know, are you in jail? I get it though, man. I get it, man. People are just everybody's different out there in this world, man. Some people just that's just the way they think, man. I get it. Lewis says Cosby roller skating around the room to the windows to the walls. Drinks got snowballs frosty. The snowman coming alive. Did someone say Diddy's White House Radio City 20 minutes. Man, I think Lewis definitely had a few more drinks than he should have had. Cause I just read that thinking it was gonna make sense. And no, it didn't make sense. Well, let me ask you this. Spotify. Would there be an oven and a microwave in jail? If I was in jail? Sometimes it's not always what it looks like. Would a guy in jail have a metal cup with a beanie, with a gold ring, with a phone, with internet access? I mean, just think about it for a minute, man. If you would have thought about it, you would have understood. It sounds kind of crazy for a guy to be in jail, live streaming with many live streams at that you could go to the channel and look and see. And the fact that you're saying maybe really makes me wonder about you and just what kind of bubble are you living in, man? Where are you from to make you think that's the mentality of America nowadays, huh? Is a black dude streaming, he must be in jail because it's so many of us that do it. I get it, man. Everybody's programmed. You can't be mad. Maybe when you were in the U.S. Yeah, I don't know, man. I really don't know, man. I try not to judge people, but I find myself still judging people no matter how hard I try not to judge people. I find myself still judging people. I'm not an American, dude. What does you not being American have to do with anything, man? So I'm supposed to treat you like a baby because you're not an American. So when it comes to Americans, we get the brutal treatment. We get disrespected and insulted because we're Americans. But because you're a Dutchman, I'm supposed to take it easy on you. Is that what we doing? America is so brutal. I didn't call you an American. I called myself an American. I called you a Dutchman. Actually, I didn't call you a Dutchman. Um, um, Adam called you a Dutchman. And Adam says Americans are pretty gay. A majority is gay in America. Okay, well, that's where we're going with this, folks. You heard it here, folks. First. And Spotify says, I am not Dutch. Okay, well, what are you? You're Polish. Oh, Adam is Polish. So what are you, Spotify? What is your nationality? Where do you come from? What pumps through your veins? That's what I want to know. What pumps through your veins, Spotify? If you're not a Dutchman, Adam is Polish, then Spotify, what are you? Oh, you're Chinese. Oh, no wonder. Now it makes sense, man. You Chinese, man. Okay, I get it. There's heavy programming over in China, so I get it now. I'm sorry, man. Shout out to the Chinese people, man. We love you, man. We love you, man. We really do love the Chinese, bro. And you know what? I'm even glad that the Chinese are showing up finally. Cause man, I don't never get to have no damn Chinese or Japanese or or anybody else. The Asians always be there. You know, Asians are like the ghetto of the Orient, right? But like the Chinese and the Japanese people, they're too good really for a lot of shit. So you know, I actually feel honored to hear that you're Chinese, but not only that, it was a Japanese dude up in here a little while ago, man. So now I know my message is actually it's getting where I wanted it to get, and now I feel better, man. Like I'm like, all right, well I'll be damned, right? I won't be damned, but I'm just saying that's a figure of speech, man. You know, I'll let me say that different, man, because I don't want to be damned. I don't think anybody wants to be damned, but like, well, I'll be. My message is reaching China. Okay. So let me ask you this, Spotify, man. What does the Chinese think of my message, man? Are you guys rocking with it, man? You guys rocking with the message, especially now that you know I'm not streaming from a jail cell, man. Does that like give you a whole new, fresh boost of inspiration, man? My message is gonna only be obtained through a subscription, and then you're gonna have to sift through my videos, man, and you're gonna find that there is definitely a message in all of it. But like, you would have to be subscribed so you could catch the new versions of the message, man. So like the video, man, and subscribe to the channel, and that's the message, man. The message is to like and subscribe if you like the vibe. That's tonight's message, man. I can't give you the whole message for free because then you won't want to watch and you won't feel the need to subscribe and check everything out, man. You're going to like this video. I see somebody liked it because we just shot up to 21. So I appreciate that, man. Adam, is it true though, Adam? Because you still haven't confirmed. Are you Polish? Because you said Spotify was Polish and he said he is not Polish. He is not Japanese. He is Chinese, in fact. And you still haven't told us, what are you? I didn't say you was Polish. What I'm asking you is what flows through your blood, man? What is in your veins, bro? What are you, man? Spotify already told us he's Chinese, man. So he wasn't playing. He wasn't trying to be like, you know, vague or dodging the question. Oh, you're a Dutchman. Oh, so you're the Dutchman. Oh, so you were reverse projected on a Chinese person. Ain't nothing wrong with the Dutch, man. You know, there's a legendary donut shop out here in Michigan. It's called Dutch Girl, and they got some of the best donuts in the state, man. So shout out to Dutch Girl, man. If anybody's watching this video that knows Dutchman, man, you did, bro. Don't make me go back to your message, Spotify, where you said that you was Chinese, man. I got it right here. Spotify 7145. You said I'm Chinese. Come on, man. Stop playing. You did say you was Chinese. Why you playing games? You know what? See, now you pissing me off because you playing games for no reason, man. Like you must have forgot. I have a whole row of all the messages, man. That was a typo. How do you get Chinese out of a typo, man? Okay, so a typo means you're a few letters off. So if you're not Chinese, you're what are you, Cantonese? This is sick, Cantonese. you guys are you guys are you guys are something else, man. you, you guys are dirty. Why are motherfuckers so dirty to each other, bro? Oh, you're from Chile. Okay, I guess. Well, how come you didn't correct that when you first put it out there, bro? He said, he's gay knees. Man, you guys are dirty, man. So yeah, so you're South American, basically. Spotify is a South American, man. You know, Chile is right on the edge, right up against the coastline. As a matter of fact, let me tell you something, Spotify. Somebody asked me if I could go to any place in the world, where would it be? That's one of the places that I want to visit, man, is Chile. I want to go down there, man. I want to go on that little thin blade that's got water on both sides of it, right? I just think that's the coolest shit ever. I want to go down to that spot. That little blade that runs out in the ocean that separates the mainland from the open ocean. There's that little sliver of land down there called Chile, Valenzuela, whatever you want to call it. Hey man, I think everybody would want to go there, man. Adam says he can read and write. Does that look like someone who is from Chile? You know what? I knew a girl from Peru, right? She was from Peru, and she was the finest girl I ever seen in my life. And it was the weirdest way that I met her, man. I met her walking down the street. There was a shooting, and a dude got unalived, and she was out there being a witness. There was police everywhere and lights, and I just happened to stop right in front of her house. And I turned around and she was standing there. She was just the finest, cutest thing I ever seen, man. And she just was asking me what happened, and we started talking. Next thing I know, I got her phone number. She wants me to come back. And she was a salsa dancer, like an award-winning salsa dancer, right? Well, that's what she said, right? She was a professional salsa dancer, and I was like, bro, but I never got to follow up with her because I met her at a time in my life where I was going through a lot of stuff, man, and I ended up going to jail. You hear that, Spotify? I ended up going to jail around that time, and this is when I was actually in jail, and I didn't get a chance to follow up with her, man. And so I was like, I still think about that girl, man. Still think about her, man. She was short, petite, but she had thick legs, like you could tell she was a dancer, man. She liked to wear dresses though that stopped right at her kneecaps. Just like an old Peruvian girl, man. I'm telling you, you got anybody on this entire YouTube would have been like, yeah, she's fine as hell. She had a little son. I remember that. She had a little 4 or 5 year old little son, man. Yeah, he's definitely from Chile. Hey, I'll be right back, Jack. Give me a second. You ain't going. It's cold and it's snowing. You're not going outside. Entrance. Alright, I have returned, man. I'm back, Jack. You gonna eat your cat's food? Man, you know, when I was a kid, I ate some cat food. Easy eating steak. He returned, everybody. I am back like I never left, bro. Make sure you like and subscribe to the video, man. Man, it's cold outside, man. It is freezing out there right now. I had to shovel the driveway earlier. I had to put down salt everywhere. Now we need some more salt. You know what? I like to barbecue in the snow, man. But we have a propane grill, so I got to go get a new tank of propane, bro. Where are you from? You're in Philly. Oh, man, I'm in Michigan, bro. I'm in Michigan, homie. Shout out to Philly, man. Philly in the house. We like Philly. I had a really cool friend from Philly once, man, and he helped me out tremendously, man. He was down, but he used to go to Los Angeles a lot. Big dude, man, from Philly. Everybody was scared of my homie. Madonna's hometown, Bay City. Yeah, Bay City, Michigan. That's where Madonna's from? I didn't know that. Why would you want to live in Michigan? I don't know, bro. I don't know. Was it King Britt? I don't know, man. This was years ago, man. This was years ago. I remember his name, but I don't remember his name. I'll have to think about it hard, but we just called him Philly. You know, that was his name. What up, Philly? But no, I don't think his name was King Britt. That definitely wasn't his name. But like I said, he used to be in Los Angeles a lot. I met him back on the West Coast. I didn't meet him in Philly. I met him back in Las Vegas. But every time I seen Philly, he was with a whole bunch of LA dudes. Yeah, but Philly's cool, man. That's another place I want to check out. But you got to be careful in Philly, just like you got to be careful everywhere else, man. Philadelphia is not a place to go messing around thinking shit is sweet. Not in Philly. Since you went to jail, is it positive for you to find a job or really difficult? Man, no. Listen, I'm a skilled tradesman, man, Adam. I've had many jobs. I've made plenty of money, man. If you're a skilled tradesman and you're good at what you do, I've never worked at McDonald's, right? Never worked fast food. I've only had skilled trade jobs. As a matter of fact, long before I had a criminal record, I worked at a clothing store. So I forgot about that. But other than that, I've worked lots of places, man. I've never had trouble finding a job, man. I'm having trouble now, but there's reasons for everything. But what does it even mean to have a skilled tradesman is a guy like, you know what? Ask the chat. Let the chat explain it to you, because I know there's people that know what a skilled tradesman is, man. And if you don't know, then you see, Mr. Vegas, he understands what a skilled tradesman is. He's a bricklayer by trade, but I don't do it full time. So a lot of these people understand what a skilled tradesman is. A skilled trade is a job that helps build America and anywhere else, right? If you're working at McDonald's or J.C. Penney's or something, you're not a skilled tradesman, man. Okay, you're just a regular 9-to-5er. Skilled tradesmen are the guys who make the big money. That's what a skilled tradesman is. One day I had a job doing welding here in Michigan, man. I was contracted to a job out in a city called Plymouth, where it was a company called Tower Automotive, right? Or as a matter of fact, it wasn't called Tower Automotive. It was called Tower International. And what they did at Tower International, it was a gigantic facility where they built frames for Jeep Wranglers, right? But they didn't build them. Robots built the frames, right? So the robots get out of calibration sometimes, right? And when the robots get out of calibration, they start putting, sloppy welds all over the frame. So then they have to call in human welders, which is where I come in. So we were making 18 and 20 bucks an hour, but we was working 12-hour shifts, 6 to 7 days a week. So, you could make $3,000 in 2 weeks worth of work. So I made a bunch of money doing that, man. But the problem with that was it was only temporary. Once that we got caught up with all the defective frames and everything was finished, the job was over with. And that's what a skilled tradesman does, though, man. They get to make the big money because they have a they have a skill under their belt that can help the industries, you know, move forward in whatever it is you're doing. Like you got electricians, that's the real big money there. Electricians, they make lots of money. Plumbers, they also make big money, man. Bricklayers, it depends what you're doing. Bricklayers are more popular on the East Coast because they need more solid structures. A lawyer, I would say that's something like a skilled trade, but a lawyer is more of a career that requires a degree. So it's not necessarily a skilled trade. A lawyer is not a skilled trade. A lawyer is a career. You know, um, I really don't even know if that makes sense, but like I would have loved to be a I would have loved to be a lawyer, man. Not a jailhouse lawyer, but an actual lawyer with a bar exam certificate and all of that. People would say a lawyer is a doctor. Yeah, I guess I don't really know, man. I only say I object, Your Honor. Well, if you object, that means I would say that lawyers who have to say I object, Your Honor, a lot are people that are dealing with cases that are not going in their favor. Mac Dump Truck says Esquire. Yeah, yeah, man, for real. So we are 88 minutes in, people, and 30 seconds. We got 9 people in the chat and we got 23 likes, man. How about that? Then they say, why do you object? Well, like I said, if you're a lawyer who's always having to say, I object, that means the case is not going in your favor. Because why are you objecting so much? Then I say, because I don't like how this is going. See, I told you. I'm glad there are no trolls in the chat. Nah, not tonight, man. But they're here. They're just being quiet. They're always here. Don't never think the trolls ain't nearby, man. Come on, man. I don't even like calling them trolls, man. These people have names. They have families. They have jobs. And in the squirrel pest control industry, you can make 60K plus a year. You know what? I bet you squirrel control is big on the East Coast because there's millions of squirrels running around. Like every time I step outside, day or night, man, you see squirrels. I like squirrels. I like squirrels. What are the other ones, man? Chipmunks. They're smaller than squirrels, but squirrels are cool, man. I think like 90% of trolls are married men who have children at home. That's because it's a job, man. And I'm gonna tell you who else hires trolls are the Democratic Party. Whenever there's a campaign, like when Donald Trump was campaigning to be president for this term here, they hired a whole bunch of trolls to go out in the cities and cause havoc. And there is many, many people who admitted to being paid by the Democratic Party that were collecting checks to just go out here and be trolls. And so being a troll is a job that people have, man. Trolls live in Iceland and Northland and seem to move about it. Oh, I seen a movie about it. Yeah, man. There's professional trolls, man. Like you can believe it or not, you can make good money being a troll, man. I hate to say it, it's a sleazy way to get paid, but you can do it, man. There's a job for everything. Donald Trump is a joke, man. Come on. He doesn't know what he is doing. You know what? Donald Trump is also a multi-billionaire. So to say he doesn't know what he's doing, I could tell you some stuff about Donald Trump that I heard through the grapevine, but it wouldn't make a difference because people already have their opinion about Donald Trump. Donald Trump is a money man. Donald Trump is a professional at making money. Lots and tons of money. This dude makes truckloads of money. So he knows what he's doing. You just probably looking at it the wrong way. He grew up in a rich family. His father was a millionaire, billionaire. Let me tell you something. So I'm just going to say this real quick. So Donald Trump, when he became president, all those charges that they put on him, right? You remember how he was firing a bunch of public officials and he was switching heads around. He was putting different people in different positions. Well, the guy J.D. Vance is one of the guys he put in position, right? And to my understanding is when he was being charged with all those felonies, I think it was like 36 felonies or something like that. When he didn't get convicted, right? He filed a lawsuit against all the people involved in that. And then not only did he file a lawsuit, he sued them for like $150 million. And then J.D. Vance is one of his guys, but J.D. Vance was involved in that case, right? And so J.D. Vance is one of the people that can sign off on the litigation that Donald Trump has filed, right? So when I found out that he put J.D. Vance into a powerful seat and that J.D. Vance's signature is now worth $150 million, it makes you understand that Donald Trump, in fact, does know what he's doing. He just doesn't do what you want him to do. So people say that he doesn't know what he's doing. But Donald Trump made $150 million just off of being the president and suing the people that put these charges on him. Now, whether these charges are valid or not, he didn't get convicted of these charges. So the fact that he didn't get convicted of these charges, everybody knows that if you beat a case, you can sue the people that put this case on you. You can take them back to court and you can win a settlement. And that's exactly what Donald Trump's been doing. And so he's a money man. And he knew that once he beat the case and the charges got dismissed, that he could sue these people. And that's exactly what he did. So, in my opinion, as a president for the country, I don't have an opinion because I've never seen a president who did anything that really just benefits everybody all at the same time, right? It's politics, bro. So it's like everybody's always going to complain on one side or the other when it comes to a president. If we would have had a Democrat, all the Republicans would have been complaining and the liberals. And if we would have had a Republican like we do, then all the Democrats would have been complaining. And the liberals complain no matter what's happening because there is no such thing as like a real liberal president. That's just like an illusion they like to sell to us that there's actually a liberal president. Like, what is a liberal in the first place? Someone that doesn't really adhere to either party? Well, that's impossible. There's no such thing as that. The closest thing to a liberal president I would say we've ever seen was Jimmy Carter and maybe Barack Obama. But Barack Obama was a Democrat. Barack Obama has roots to Adolf Hitler. Barack Obama is from a very prominent family, right? That's why he was able to get into the position that he was in. So it's like when you learn how politics and the presidential elections really go, it's like it's a list of men that have a lot of accolades, a lot of pull, and a lot of experience in that life that we know nothing about. And that's who becomes the president. Trump just didn't pop out of nowhere to become president, right? Trump, first, let me tell you something about Trump. The first thing that you want to do about Trump is go over his family history, right? Find out who he really is at a core level. Trump's family has been controlling America for so long that when I heard he was going to be the president for the first time, I already knew that wasn't a surprise to me because of who Trump is, who his bloodline is. He is a true elite of America. Like Trump is a true, he's one of the true definitions of an elite person in America who runs our country. Everybody knows that America is a corporation. It's a business, and all the people are the commodities, right? So when you know what you know, then you will understand better. Like Trump is a true elitist, like in every sense of the word. So he's one of those people, like, if he wants to be a president, he can be a president. Trump can do whatever he wants to do. He just decided that he wanted to be president, which I believe he wanted to be president because he wanted to put key players in position to move his people forward. And the reason I know that is because Barack Obama did the same exact thing. Barack Obama got into office and he set the stage for his people. You know what I'm saying? With Obamacare and the health care and all of that, made that family billions of dollars. That was the only thing Obama was there to do, was to put his people in position. That's what every president does. That's why a lot of politicians, they go into politics rich, right? They all got money, but like a lot of them come out of politics being wealthy, right? Almost all of them. Name one politician that went into politics broke and came out broke. When you get into politics and you start rising up in the ranks, you have power, and you have a lot of power. And you're able to do things, and you're able to get bills passed. You're able to do backroom deals with other nations that benefit their people, that send lots of foreign aid money to all over the world, and you get kickbacks for that, right? Every politician does it. And they've been doing that shit for hundreds of years, right? When you raise up in the ranks of, that's why I don't want nothing to do with politics, because you got to become a backhanded, dirty individual when you get into politics. And that's why all those dudes are a part of secret societies. All of them. There ain't never been a politician that got into politics that rose up in the ranks that wasn't a part of their little secret society. You know, but at any rate, that's what Trump's been doing. Is we're looking at it from the wrong perspective, homie. We're looking at it through the perspective of, oh, Trump don't know what he's doing. No, he just doesn't do what you want him to do. But if you look deeper and you can see the people that he's putting in certain positions, Trump knows exactly what he's doing. Because he's got a whole team of hundreds and thousands of people behind him. Trump knows what he's doing. He's just not doing what you think he's doing. That's all. Yeah, that's what they keep saying, but like it just depends, I guess. I don't know. I'm tired of talking about the ass sellers. I'm like the whole black melon pyramid scheme and shit like that. Like, who cares, man? Like, we can talk about this shit for the next 100 years, and really, at the end of it, the only people who care are the little tiny ants like us. We're not even ants. We're like gnats. We're smaller than ants. So it's like, bro, I don't really care, man. Like, as far as what's going on in politics, man, I believe I have family in politics myself, right? My last name is a very known last name, and it's not a slave last name neither. It's actually a prominent last name. Exactly, Adam. So now you know, right? He has his own private interests. And I'm telling you right now that when Trump's done being president, he's going to be twice as rich as he was, or should I say, he's going to be twice as wealthy as he was before he went into politics. See, we know Trump as a celebrity who messed around a lot in Hollywood back in the 80s and the early 90s, who starred on multiple TV shows, who got ties to Epstein. And of course, he's an elitist. That's what they do. People didn't start not liking Trump when he became into politics. Once Trump transitioned over into politics, that's when the world started viewing him different. But as long as he was in Hollywood and he was an elitist doing that, nobody ever had nothing to say about Trump, ever, except for people who knew him. They say he was a piece of shit when he was an elitist in Hollywood, but nobody really cared about that. Nobody really knew much about Trump until he became the president, until he started running. That's when all his skeletons fell out the closet. That's when people started to want to know, who is Donald Trump for real? But by that time, it was already too late, right? Because Trump, uncle, if you rewind back in the past, his family got all the rights to Nikolai Tesla's most um, prized work, right? And to this day, they still own documents. You know, look, Albert Einstein said that Nikolai Tesla was the real genius in the world, right? Who do you think has all of those documents from Nikolai Tesla? Well, I'm going to tell you, the Trump family does. So, like I said, man, the Trump family have been elitists for the last 200 years. You know what I'm saying? They didn't just start back in 2017 or 20 whatever. They've been elitists long before our grandparents were even born. So, like I said, once again, when he became president, it was no surprise to me at all. Because I'm actually a person, I'm not all that intelligent, but I'm one of those people who research a little bit about a lot of stuff, man. Like, I stick my nose in a lot of different business to find out stuff about different events in history, different people, different public figures. I come across knowledge and I look into it just a little bit, just enough to know, like, the Trump family, they've been elitists in America. That's why they're billionaires. Like, you don't become a billionaire in America if you're a nobody. Like, there's no such thing as a nobody that's a billionaire. No such thing. All these rich men are dirty and they got away with lots of shit. So who gives a F about them? No, I agree. I absolutely agree. But it's like, when you understand the world you live in and you understand you can't do shit about it, then you understand not to worry about it. Because no matter what you say, no matter what you do, you cannot change it. These people run our reality. You just so happen to be a nobody, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm a nobody. We together on this page are nobodies, right? We are somebody. Our mothers love us, but at the end of the day, we ain't nobody, man. All we do is we work and we consume and we participate in the capitalism and the monopolies, and that's it. That's all. Work, make money, go buy stuff, and then you pass away. That's all we're good for, man. Maybe 1% of the entire population will actually rise up to a status of just not being a nobody, right? As of right now, you are less important than a termite, okay? To them. They they will get rid of you faster than they would get rid of an ant. Dawson, how you doing tonight, sweetheart? I'm not American, so they don't run my reality. Yeah, but you know what? You have your own set of elitists where you're from, and they all communicate. So just because you're not an American doesn't mean anything. But I'm going to tell you, it actually means something. What it really means is that you have a smaller government structure with less power than where we're at here in America, right? But best believe, whatever resources your country has, America's already tapped in to your country. So you're not excluded. They just, the corporation of America is the biggest corporation there is on earth. So, you know, you think that your government and your politics are exempt from the United States of America, but in fact, they are not. And if America wanted anything from your people, they are willing to go to war to get it. So don't ever think that just because you're not American means that somehow you don't have nothing to do with American politics, because the American political system has affected the entire globe. You feel me? And it's gonna be like that forever and ever and ever and ever. And it will never be different because you are nobody. I am nobody. We are termites to these people. Okay. And you know what they do to termites? They burn the wood to get rid of the termites. Right? They don't care about the termites. We are termites, bro. And you want to speak on the the 37 trillion dollar deficit. Yeah, America's broke. There's no doubt about that. The Americans, we're always struggling, bro. But just understand, man, the world is a balancing act, man. So I don't believe the hype, the debt. That's all shit they tell us to make us live in fear, to make us always be stressed out, and to make us think that like things are just always going to be messed up. Man, you think these billionaires care about a $37 trillion debt? Do you really think they care? They're sitting on truck loads of money. That $1 trillion of debt is only for us. It only stresses us out. It doesn't stress out the common wealthy person. They don't care. They got shit going on everywhere. They don't care, man. Like the only listen, the only person that this little deficit affects is us. We're the only ones that sit here and I don't talk about the debt. I don't care about the debt. It doesn't affect my life. My life has already been affected. I was born in debt. You feel me? Like I was born the day I came out my mother's womb, I was in debt. So the fact that people are talking about this $37 trillion debt does not mean anything to me. We were set up from babies, all of us. The debt don't belong to you. It don't belong to me. It's just the trade war. It's the why you think Trump's putting tariffs on all these countries, because like he's got to do something to make us think he's fighting for the people. These people paying those tariffs, it's not coming out the billionaires' pockets. It's coming out the pockets of the business accounts. You dig? It makes the billionaires mad because it affects their bottom line a little bit. But at the end of the day, it's not coming out their family's private account. It's coming out of the business account, right? When a business is running, the owner of the business never has to come out of pocket for the business, right? That's not how businesses work, because if that's how a business worked, a lot more businesses would be going under, right? When you run a business, you have a business card, you have a business bank account. That bank account has money in it. That money in that bank account is for the business. And that business person has a private account as well. They have a private account and they have a business account. The tariffs that these countries are paying to do business in America is coming out of the business account. So the only thing it means to the businessman is that his profits are going to be a little bit slower to earn, but nevertheless, he's still going to receive his profits. So just think about that, man. It ain't it's all it's just, bro, hey, I'm gonna tell you something. The world is playing a very high stakes game of charades. And the only people that actually care about that shit are all the poor people like us. The people that don't have billions, the people that don't have hundreds of millions. The best thing I can advise from you is don't worry about it. We can talk about it, of course. Yeah, let's talk about it. It's definitely something to talk about. But at the end of the day, man, don't worry about it. It ain't nothing. It ain't like we've been in a deficit since you've been alive, bro. Since you have been born. The day you was born, we was in a deficit. It never stopped you from getting a paycheck. It never stopped you from getting a job. It never stopped you from going putting rims on your car, putting beats in your trunk, eating a steak on the weekend, going and hanging out with your friends. It never stopped you. You know why? Because it's a game of charades. It's just it's just the way that the world is. It's just, you know, the illusion is real. And the only way that the illusion has life is if you breathe life into it, if you care about it, whether he's a Democrat or he's a Republican or he's a liberal. All that. My grandmother was a liberal. Her quality of life was better than mine, no. She cared about all the politics. So did my grandfather. They cared about that kind of shit. But like at the end of the day, that shit, bro, it affects your life a little bit, but in the grand scheme of things, man, like you're still able to live in a nice neighborhood. You're still able to work and make money. You're still able to go to the grocery store and buy your stuff. You're still able to go hit the club or the bar or go take the dog to the park, jump on a plane and fly to Hawaii. You're still able to do, even though we're in this presumed deficit, right? These billionaires did that shit to us on purpose to make us stressed out, to make us feel like there's something we got to do. We got to work harder. There ain't nothing you can do, bro. This deficit don't mean nothing, right? It's just a bunch of, hold on, let me read this. Listen, brother, it's not like for the majority in the world, Americans are in a deficit. Thank God I have never have been. Yeah, right, exactly. If you want to worry about a deficit, worry about your own private bank account going into a deficit, going into the red, being overdrawn, overdrafted, or whatever. Because then when you get paid again, you got to pay that overdraft fee back, and that cuts into your weekly bottom line, right? And a lot of us, our net worth is less than our last week's paycheck. So that's the deficit you need to be worried about, not this $37 trillion deficit. But if you just so worried about it, go donate your check to the deficit. It ain't gonna make a difference. But like if you just that worried about it, go make a payment to the deficit. But just know that if you do that, you won't be able to pay your bills because you got deficits within your own household right now. If you don't pay your rent, you're gonna be in a deficit. You don't pay your power, you're gonna be in a deficit. You don't pay your grocery bill, your food is gonna be in a deficit. Same with the gas, same with the repairs on the car, same with the power and everything else. So don't worry about it, man. And if you want to speak on taxes, music fan, listen, man. I just seen a video today of a white guy talking about um he is, along with a whole bunch of other fellow Americans, they say come 2026, there's going to be, this is going to be an interesting year coming because there's a lot of red blooded Americans, and they said they not paying taxes this year coming up. They want to see what happens. They want to see how is the government going to handle us not paying our federal income taxes. So I'm kind of like wondering, okay, so are we finally going to have this revolution everybody been rumoring about? Because I'm ready to see, man. Like like it's a lot of people that say that since our money ain't going to things that are benefiting us, and I guess I assume that um, Israel is getting a whole bunch of our tax money, then we're not paying taxes. Boy, let me tell you something. Israel is going to bring the hammer down on Americans. If they think they're going to stop paying taxes, boy, they are going to bring the hammer down. United States of Israel, they going to bring that hammer down because you're going to pay our people whether you like it or not. We got so much blackmail files on your whole entire government. They better make sure, I don't care if we got to go to an internal war, you better make sure that those Americans pay those taxes because they're basically, taxes nowadays have became a ransom, right? We're paying a ransom, and like to who, to who, we're like, it's a ransom. It ain't taxes. That's just the name that they've always called it, but it's really a United States government ransom. And that's why if you don't get in trouble, if you don't pay it, you will be in a lot of trouble, right? It's a ransom. So, but yeah, I just seen that video earlier today, man. So I'm curious to see what happens. Like all these Americans ain't paying taxes. That means my unpaid taxes, I might be okay. Who knows? I don't know, man. But they talking about that a lot of people ain't gonna be paying taxes in 2026. And that's crazy because that means all these mothers that rely on those yearly income tax checks, uh, this is going to be an interesting year. I promise you it will be. We going to see. So I would say this, we're getting into a time where if you never have, you can start paying a little bit more attention to the news and the blogs more than you ever did, because like there's a lot of interesting things coming up on the horizon, man. You know, but my main focus right now is the fact that you got people coming out in public, they publicly announcing that they ain't paying income taxes. And if you're an American, check this out. The state of Texas is trying to pass a bill. I don't know if it went through Congress, but they're trying to pass a bill to where if you live in the state of Texas, you don't have to pay a capital gains tax, which just means that if you make money off of an investment, you don't have to pay the government a dime of that money. And in the state of Michigan, they already passed a bill that all this legalized cannabis and these dispensaries, they just rose the tax up to 24% on top of the tax that already existed. So, like, these dispensaries are already starting to close down in Michigan. Just as fast as they opened, some of them are already closing their doors. So that means, you know what that means? The common street dealer is about to start making money again. He ain't gonna have to worry about competition from these dispensaries because ain't nobody gonna be going to the dispensary because these sales tax are crazy. And in Michigan, you can just grow your own cannabis in your backyard. Simple as that. During the summertime, the grow season from May to November, if you know anything about Michigan or Ohio or anything up this way, there's a grow season in Michigan, and it's like you can grow some really good shit in between the middle of May to the end of November. I guess it depends on if you have a 10-week plant, an 8-week plant. If you know anything about cannabis, then you know that different seeds have different strains have different life cycles, and a lot of these street dealers are gonna have to make them some crops this coming year because they're gonna make a boatload of money off the cannabis because the government trying to take the money and put it back into the Michigan roads is what they say. But you talk to a local and they'll tell you right away, man, they not putting that money into the roads, the parks, and the lakes and all of that stuff. They've been telling us that malarkey for years. And I was like, all right, well, like I said, man, 2026 is going to be an interesting year, bro. How come you guys chose a president and Congress owned by Israelis? I didn't, bro. I didn't choose anything. Yapatron in the house. We got us a regular in the house, people. Please, welcome Yapatron into the chat, man. Um, Yapatron is young, so be respectful. Um, you know what? I didn't choose anything, man. I don't vote. I don't participate in any of the politics. That's for the smart people. That's for the educated and the people with degrees. It ain't got nothing to do with me. So so no, I didn't do anything, right? I have no control or power over anything that the government that rules my life does. I don't have any power, any control. So therefore, I don't have any opinion. I don't care about it. My life, like I said, was put in debt the day I was born. Simple as that. So I hope that answers your question, Adam. It's okay if you want, you can watch the older ones on the page. Yeah, absolutely, man. I'm gonna be ending this live in a minute, anyways. We just hit 2 hours. Happy New Year, absolutely. Oh, is that supposed to be Happy Jew Year? Oh, wow, that was a new one. I ain't heard that one yet. Yappy Jew Year. Wow, Yappy Jew Year. That's funny. Hudson, welcome. You put it in a perspective I have never heard before. Am I Jewish? No, I am not Jewish. As far as I know, to my knowledge, I am not Jewish, man. Nor do I have any derogatory statements to make about the Jews, man. Not me. I don't have anything to say other than that Israel's gonna bring the hammer down if these Americans don't pay their taxes. I don't know why they think they got all this power. They still haven't figured out that Americans don't have any power. They haven't. They're gonna try to test, and we're gonna see just how much power Americans have. We're gonna see very soon how much power Americans have. And I know the American military has power. I know the American government has power. But the American people, that's where we fall short at. The American people. We don't have any power, bro. But we sure like to believe that we do. And that to me is wild. That is crazy. That's a fantasy that everybody wants to buy into, that Americans have all this power. T39, what's going on, man? Appreciate the love, man. Yeah, I need to do my hair over soon, but not in no rush, man. Go ahead and man. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you would. And come on in and kick back, kick your shoes off, kick your feet up, and politic with us, man. That's what we're doing, man. We're politicking. And this is a pretty good session too, man. I'm 2 hours in and I'm not tired, even though I've been drinking coffee. But I gotta cut it short because I have another video I need to make at 11. So I can't let the two times bleed into each other. So that's where I'm at, man. I don't want to let the two times bleed into each other. Yapatron, my Christmas was as expected. Ate a few sweets, got a couple presents. Didn't hear from any of my family, but that's also to be expected. So, you know, um, just a normal Christmas, man. For a 43-year-old man that doesn't have a whole lot of people that loves him in the world. Just a typical Christmas. Donald Trump vowed no wars while he's in office. Yeah, he's been I would say he's been living up to that for the most part, but Kenya got bombed on Christmas Day, and that's something I just found out recently that there is some drama going on in Kenya, man, where there's a lot of issues in Africa right now, man, and I don't know why there's always African issues, man, other than like they always say, the resources that are in Africa are abundant, and you could dig their soil for the next 1,000 years, and they'll still be abundant. So, you know, um, they said it was not the start of the war. It was just because they bombed. Yeah, no, it was definitely not the start, man. Um, I heard this guy is a 51-year-old weed addict. Oh, okay. Who is that, Tom? You talking about me, Tomek? I'm a 51-year-old weed. Damn, do I look 51? Are you serious? I look 51, man. I'm more insulted by the fact that I look 51 than I am saying I'm a weed addict. Wow. What's better, ice cream or music? Musical ice cream. That's better. Who got some musical ice cream? Me personally, I don't eat wrap snacks. How old are you, sir? I am in my mid 40s. I am in my early to mid 40s, man. Haven't quite reached my mid 40s yet. I am still in my early stages of my 40s. Ice Cream Man by BG is pretty good. Hey, don't forget about Ice Cream Man by Mr. P. Master P. No such thing as musical ice cream or ice cream music. I was just talking. Yeah, I'm 43, bro. I'll be 44 next month, man. Okay, I think Master P is who I'm thinking of. Yeah, you are thinking of Master P. Mr. Ice Cream Man. Before you can let's get one thing understood. If you're selling that ice cream, then you better make sure it's good. Yeah, that song went platinum, I believe. That was the song, man. You should stop weed smoking, though. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, maybe you should take your own advice. I don't smoke, man. I do not smoke, man. And that is the truth. And that is a fact about me. I am not skittish about putting out there in the public is I don't smoke weed, man. If I peed in a cup, it would come back clean. Only thing they find in my pee is caffeine from my coffee. So do you, man. Burning herb frees the mind. So you say I'm addicted to weed. I tell you I don't smoke weed, and now you want me to. So you want me to be addicted, is what you're saying. And I don't even know what bunning is, to be honest, man. I don't know what bunning is. What is bunning? Does anybody know what bunning is? Because that's what he said. He said, "You do you, man. Bunning herb." And I've never seen anybody spell herb with a U. Free de mind. Oh, you know what? I'm starting to think that Wham Smash is from somewhere far away. Jessica, how you doing, man? Can I get a like on the live, man? I'm trying to get the 30 likes, man. Stop being mean to him. You look like Tim Duncan without the growth spurt. Hey, you know what? Possibly. I never been accused of looking like Tim Duncan before. That's a new one. But you know what? Tim Duncan from the San Antonio Spurs. He's a badass basketball player. And he been a badass basketball player for a long time, man. The little fundamental. Yeah, I don't drink pee. I don't know what this guy is referring to, man. Stop bullying them people. No, ain't nobody bullying me, man. I'm bully proof, man. Not bulletproof, but I am bully proof. I am absolutely. You know why? Because I stand up for myself, man. People that stand up for themselves don't have to worry about bullies. If you're willing to stand up for what you believe in and you're willing to lay down and die for what you believe in, it's really hard to bully someone like that. Oh, Lord. All right. Okay. All right. So, I have decided that okay, Ottawa candidate in the House, some white guy with a peach basket. So we're gonna end the live at 8:30, man. It's oh man, piece of steak meat. That was a solid chunk of red meat you just saw. Don't worry about it, Yapatron. Yes, sir. I just passed gas. Excuse me. Excuse me, people. You're streaming from prison. You know what? Like the video and I'll give you the answer to that. I need 2 more likes so we can be at 30. We're streaming till 8:30. Are you bald? Take off your hat. Donate to my channel and I'll take off my hat. You scratch my back, I'll slap you on yours. Because I'm embarrassed. That's what you want to call it. You can't manipulate me, sir. Call it what you want to call it. Just don't call me lazy, lame, or irrelevant. Make sure you like and subscribe, though, man, if you like the vibe. Don't forget, man, we trying to get those likes up just a little bit, nothing too major. But Tomek, you coming off like a troll, bro. We were doing good all this time. And now you brought your buddies with you, I see, man. So y'all must have ran out of live chats to go assault. So now you want to come over here. You look like riffraff. You know what? That's how I know you're an American, because average people don't know who riffraff is. Like, don't nobody outside of the country really know riffraff. So you're definitely an American. Why must Americans act so ignorant? I don't know, man. They say it's the black people, but I say it's everybody. Oh, you're a Canadian. You see how I just manipulated him into telling me where he was from? It's very simple, man. So why are you making Canadians look bad, man? Go eat you some Canadian bacon, man, and sit down somewhere, man. No, it's not about being smart. He already said where he was from. He said where he was from before I even said that. He's a proud Canadian, and there's nothing wrong with that, man. There's nothing wrong with being a proud Canadian. But be a humble Canadian. Be an intelligent Canadian. Don't make Canadians look like nothing but some trolls. Don't do that, bro. It's sarcasm, you moron. Hey, you know what? George Watts is actually a regular, man. I've seen him in my chats. He usually comes with the wave of trolls. So that's why he's here, because like they just migrate from live to live. So I've seen him here before, right? Just like I've seen Tomek here before. These are Canadian trolls, I'm assuming. Yeah, George, kick back before somebody do you like they did George. Mr. George, Mr. George, you remember that? I was saying that about you, Mr. Watts. Mr. George. And I noticed that every time you guys pop up, you guys pop up as like a little gang. It's like not just one of y'all. It's like it's like Harry Moe and Curly Joe. Well, how you gonna say you a fan, but you gotta come in here trolling? You gotta come in here talking ish. Now you calling me a gun welding NASCAR bomb loving freedom fighter. You know what? Maybe. Catch you on the next, brother. Happy New Year's. Jay Biggs, man. Hey, we finna end this in 5 minutes though, because I gotta go handle some stuff, and I'll be right back at 11, man, which is in a couple hours. That gives everybody 3 hours to recalibrate and be back. Well, I call it Larry Moe and Curly Joe, man. The Three Stooges, man. They ride around in a little fur covered van with a nose and a tail, looking for people to troll. Okay, well, 15 minutes then. Excuse me. Yeah, you're right, Tomek. My bad. You're right. So that means we got 14 minutes left, which is no big deal. I don't know what I was seeing. Maybe I was looking at something else. Right. Tomac, man, like my video, bro. You said you a fan. You said you like to come mess with me, man. I can clearly see that you haven't liked the video, which makes me think that you don't even like me, bro. It's really coming off like you don't like me. You're just here to assault me, man, and insult me and everything. And George, man, how come you can't? You want to tell me I'm a liar, but you don't want to like the video, man. That's how I know you guys aren't my real friends, man. You guys aren't fans. You guys are trolls. You guys are like you're trying to come off like enemies, and I haven't did anything to you. I haven't personally did anything to you guys. Oh, see what I'm saying? But don't worry because I've already said to the moderator that we not kicking nobody tonight because we want the traffic, right? It's all about the traffic. And I even put in one of my videos in the past that I am open to the hate, to the ridicule, to the whatever. As long as you're interacting, it's fine with me, man. But if you do say certain stuff, I have no choice, man. Because I there's certain nonsense that I don't accept, and it's not because of me, it's because of my viewers, man. Like there's certain things that you could say that will be so out of line that like you kick yourself. It won't be about me kicking you. It'll just be about there's a such thing as being too far out of line. So just control yourself, sir. I could tell you're a grown man. I can clearly see that. So at some point, you're gonna have to conduct yourself as such. Don't just be doing too much. We don't like that. You telling me to take my hat off so you could see my braids and all this crazy stuff. And it's like, bro, now you taking likes away. It's like, man, what's up with you guys, man? Like, what's really up, man? Like, you guys are literally like just trying to do whatever you can to get under somebody's skin, man. Is that what happened to you when you was a kid, man? A bunch of people just got under your skin, so now that's what you do to people, man. Everybody starts out like this. When the chest starts flying, all the F's go out the window. Yeah, pretty much. I really feel like though that this is what you guys went through as children. And so now as grown men, you like to do it to other people, man. But I'm here to tell you, man, I am not the reason that you was a victim at any time in your life, man. It ain't my fault, so it shouldn't be my burden. And I shouldn't have to deal with victimization by people that were clearly victims coming up. Whether you're from Canada or America, Pakistan to Afghanistan, that don't have nothing to do with me, man. This is supposed to be a safe space for everyone, including you, sir. You're in a safe space right now, but you're doing everything you can to make it dangerous. You're upsetting people, you're making them uncomfortable. They can't focus on the video, neither can I, and it's all because you want to act like a victim and a victimizer. Because most victimizers are just victims that don't know how to express themselves properly. Okay? I got to go shut the front door, man. You making me want to start reading Bible verses, man. And now we have like see they're all attacking at the same time. Just a whole gang of victims, man. That is so sad, man. That you literally have gangs of victims that decided that they're just going to go around and victimize everyone else because they were victims. How did you guys even meet each other, bro? How to how do victims come together? Like how do you guys even find out that you're victims to where you're like, "You know what? Look at what we've been through. We're gonna go around and cause trouble because that's what we went through, man." How does that even work, man? See, at least I'm gonna call you Seymour because I don't know how to pronounce your name, A, but I'm glad that you admitted to just being a victim, man. And then, SS, he said that he's gay. So that's, you could be a victim of sexual assault, is the reason why you could be gay. So see, people, all these guys are victims, man. All of them. And so what do? They go around victimizing others, man. That is so sad to me, bro. It is it's like I rather talk about it and get to the bottom of this than just sit here and allow you guys to just feel like the only way you can express your victimhood is to try to victimize other people, man. That's crazy, man. Because the last little 10 minutes, 15 minutes of my video, I have to spend trying to understand why that you guys are just victimized victimizers. You know what I'm saying? Y'all came up in here as a gang, right? And then now you're just trying to crash the party just because you feel some kind of way, bro. Like, come on, man. We were just on a good roll. How you doing, Max? Max is a regular, man. We were on a great roll. And now we gotta get off path and get off track because of these victims. And it's just like, I wouldn't even call you a victim if you didn't act like one, but look at you snatching likes back. You can't give me a like because you're too jealous, so you want to unlike the video and you want to do all this stuff, and it's like, bro, chill. That's all. And that's going to always be what I say is, bro, just chill, man. If you're going to like the video, then like the video. If you're going to chill, then just chill. But like, why are you guys doing everything you can just to get noticed? That is not the way to be a celebrity, man. That is the way to become infamous. Well, I mean, it was at 29 and then it went to 28, and I know that was one of your people. Because at first, like, we were chilling, man, and like the stats were just doing what they do regularly, and then it just all of a sudden just right, it's like I asked for 30 and I end up getting a bunch of likes taken away. Like, man, well, it's kind of friendly, family friendly to a certain degree. Like, I do cuss, I do talk about controversial topics, you know, but for the most part, like, we're just, we just discuss the politics of life, bro. And then you want to put your comments in all caps, like, bro, you just don't quit, do you? Like all caps. So what does that mean? You're yelling? Is that what that means? That you're just gonna yell out loud? I appreciate it, Max. Highly appreciate it. No, I'm not a victim, but I've been a victim of bullying in the past, and I'm actually getting bullied right now. Yeah, I'm getting victim. Oh, and then Down syndrome. We know who you are. So they're all here, everybody. People, just so you're aware, we got a room full of victimizers right now. Like, I'm reading, these are all the daily trolls right here. I swear they are. I've seen them. They come in my room. Just don't pay attention to them, man. These dudes, exactly, the clan is here. But they're all the regulars, though. This is like if you ever watch a cowboy movie, right? And the outlaws walk into the bar and they start pushing people and pouring beer over the patron's head. That's who these guys are. They come in and they start bullying everybody. They burping and farting in people's faces and knocking tables over. That's who these guys are. They wanna challenge you outside, like, I want to see you in the center of town at high noon, knowing damn well he can't even shoot. About to lose his life over nothing. Trying to just bully all the townspeople, man. Come on, bro. We gotta do better, man. Yeah, Mad Max, man. You cool peoples, man. Ain't no party like a Diddy party. That's what Army said. Okay, man. I don't know why Diddy name comes up a lot, man. Does anybody know why people like to abuse Diddy's name? As bad as they claim he is, They love to promote Diddy. That's why he's a billionaire, because you guys, man. Like, you know how much you're tripping the algorithm for Diddy and his little videos that he does on the internet, man. But you guys remind me of the outlaw cowboys that go up in the bar, starting trouble with all the regular, just the regular citizens there to have a drink. Man, they might not even be in the bar to have some damn beer. They might just be there just to get a cold glass of water, but they can't even do it because here come the outlaws, and they want to shake everybody down. Stop being a damn outlaw, bro. We just trying to get through the we trying to get to the end of the video, man. That's all we trying to do, man. we just try to get. We got 3 minutes left, man. We ain't even gonna be able to end on a good note now, man. You know, I'll be back at 11, but I'm just saying, man. I hope I don't have to see you guys again at 11. Like, come on, man. Now you want to bring up R. Kelly too, man? Jesus Christ. They pulling out. They pulling out all the tricks. Like, it really makes you wonder, like, who are these people? Who are they, guys? Does anybody know who these guys are, man? Because I don't know who these guys are. Just, they're the outlaws of YouTube. Like, we just experienced the YouTube outlaws, all of them. Nah, Max is cool, man. How you doing, Ireland? Ireland in the house. Man, that's what happens when the outlaws come through. Everything gets all shooken up. New Zealand here. Yeah, man. Shout out to New Zealand, man. No need to be confused, brother. We're coming to the end actually, but we'll be back at 11, man. So I'm putting that out there, man. We will be back at 11 Pacific, I mean Eastern Standard Time. So if you're in the eastern side of the United States of America, man, we'll be back 8:30, 9:30, 10. So you got 3.5 hours, man, to get yourself together, man. Make you some popcorn. Some people make you a nice cup of coffee, man. And we gonna be back, man. We had a really good time today, man. I held my composure. I didn't get all crazy, man. God bless you as well, Yapatron. You've been here actually since my first video. You know, you've been here. We gonna grow up together, man. Eastern Standard Time don't stop in America. Well, wherever Eastern Standard Time exists. If it's 11 o'clock where you're at in Canada, it's 11 o'clock where I'm at in Michigan. So we'll both be at 11:30 at the same time, or 11 o'clock at the same time, right? If it's 8:30 where you're at, then it's 8:30 where I'm at. Then we'll both come back together. And to be honest, for all the outlaws, I don't mind.